Hey everyone, welcome back to Shitcoin Daily. Today we're going to be talking about our daily shitcoin and a couple of news articles. The news articles is Ethereum layering, or they're moving over to their new layer. They went from proof of work to proof of stake, and now they're going to be somewhere in the middle. Our other article is talking about how Shopify is going to help implement pretty much a platform for people to launch their NFTs and the company that's going to help them do that and what they're building that on top of. We're also going to talk about, again, our daily shitcoin, which is Cardano Evo or Cardano Evolution. And what they're trying to do is create a bridge between the Binance Smart Chain over to the Cardano chain. And this is something that we haven't seen before. We've seen the bridges, but they're doing the bridge between Cardano and Binance. So we'll get started on the news articles, and Ape is going to guide us through it.
So the first major news today is that Shopify e-commerce, as a well-known platform, is going to start selling NFTs. So they're pretty much going to partner up with Gig Labs, and Gig Labs is going to help them create the tools and set up the foundation for them to start selling NFTs. I think it's good to solidify some of the NFT space. It's a well-known e-commerce, or at least in the States. They're currently working on the Flow network, so it's not on BNB, it's not Bitcoin, it's its own thing. So if you want, you could actually buy the Flow coin. Uh, if you want to invest in them and if you think they're gonna grow. So we're seeing more of these companies invest more into like individual coins. We haven't seen one dominant coin, being the one that's going to be partnered up. But don't think this is the first time, Shopify is in this, crypto space. They've been accepting cryptocurrency as of 2020 before. So, it's just growing into it.
Yeah, and if you think about it, like they've been not a pioneer, but they were one of the first to accept or partner with BTC Pay to accept Bitcoin as payment on their platform.
This is
Yeah.
pretty cool, I think. I mean, again, we're not really fans like that of NFTs. But the fact that there's platforms now to accept cryptocurrency as a form of payment, I think it's pretty cool, and I think that they're taking the forefront is actually a good thing.
Yeah, I would agree.
Okay. So the next major news is that Ethereum pretty much says, hey, layer two, we're gonna go to transition into an Ethereum two pretty much network. That is gonna allow for people to do like proof of staking instead of proof of work. Uh, and hopefully, bring down the gas fees for Ethereum network.
So
Which is
and
desperately needed.
desperately, like I can't emphasize that enough. Like paying $100 just to grab like 1,000 is outrageous, and
Yeah,
that's not even including like a tax fee or anything. That's just the gas.
yeah,
Yeah.
Um, but the one thing about layer two is this is their next step to moving or merging their Ethereum 1.0 and Ethereum 2.0, which is Ethereum 1, as if you guys watched our video yesterday, you'll see is proof of work, which is mining, traditional mining methods, and 2, which is proof of stake, which is staking your coins to work on the blockchain.
yeah.
This is going to be moving to merge the two together. So they wanted to do that in the next couple of years, and they're already starting to implement that, which is going to hopefully, like Akira mentioned, lower these outrageously high gas fees.
Yeah. If they could do that, then I could see how Ethereum would be the one widely accepted. They have a huge leg up on Cardano. And if they could get those gas fees down similar to Cardano's gas fees, which is, not even a dollar, then yeah, then Ethereum, if they could do that, I could picture Ethereum getting bigger than Bitcoin.
Yeah.
If Ethereum can get their gas fees down, to a dollar or two, because let's be honest, pretty average everyday people are not transferring over $1 million. They're transferring over, 50, 100. So you're just taking over, like you're just taking 2, 3, 4% of whatever they have just in fees for one transfer. So if they could get it down, I could picture Ethereum taking over the crypto space.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, you got to think about it. Ethereum has a working group of people on it. Bitcoin's kind of just sitting there.
Yeah. And I think just the hype alone from the gas fees going down would cause Ethereum's price to skyrocket.
Oh yeah, more people would be using the chain, more coins would be coming out. Not that a lot of coins aren't coming out on the Ethereum chain anyways, but you'd have more
Yeah.
investors flocking to it.
Yeah. So we're gonna get into the shitcoin right now. Again, Cardano Evolution or Evo, and Ninja's gonna show us what that is.
All right, guys. So Cardano Evolution, not a new coin. To kind of sum that up, but it's been out since May of this year, so kind of a little bit later than SafeMoon for those of you who have been tracking the altcoin market. But like Akira mentioned before, they want to become a bridge between the Binance network and Cardano. Now, the main ways that they're trying to go about and say, hey, look, we're actually doing stuff, they've created an exchange called EvoSwap, which you can trade their token on, some other tokens, and the Evo dashboard, which is part of their tokenomics tracker. So every hour on this network or on this coin, you receive reflections, and you can track those reflections on their Evo dashboard, and they're paid out through Cardano. They're not paid out like through more tokens of the same network, more BSD or Binance coin. They're going to a different network in total, and you're getting it in Cardano itself. So I think that's actually pretty cool having a.
So, so
Go
your
ahead.
reflections are coming in Cardano on the Cardano chain, not
Correct.
anything on the Binance chain, just like
Yeah.
Cardano coins.
Yeah.
That's
You're getting
that's
ADA
pretty
as
cool.
reflections.
That's something that I think that's something that we haven't seen. We've seen reflection tokens. They're super popular, and we've seen reflection tokens where you get reflections in the coin that you have, and then we see reflection tokens where normally on the Binance chain where you get reflections in BUSD.
Right. How they're on the same chain.
Yeah, but now what they're talking about is giving reflections, but on a completely different chain. They're on the Binance chain. You're gonna get reflections, but in Cardano. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah. You're going to be getting on buys. When you buy in, yes, this does have a high tax rate, but who really hasn't seen anything like a 15? 15 is starting to become the average tax rate amongst coins.
It's
But
disgusting.
7% of that goes to Cardano reflections, and that's on the buy. Now on the sell, it's a little bit higher, 17% of a
Yeah.
tax rate, but 8% of that goes to Cardano reflections.
Okay, but we're gonna talk about that in a second. About because when in terms of reflection tokens, one of the huge things is that you need volume.
Yeah,
No volume, no reflection. So
and so if we
um
look at the charts for this, um, we see a pretty big spike, and we out of the gate they had a pretty big spike, and then they kind of petered off. We see that a lot in altcoins or really low cap coins. But then all of a sudden in November, they see a massive, like this is like a 10x investment kind of deal right here.
yeah, so pretty much their market cap at that point would have been 7-8 million.
Yeah.
They're at 737,000 right now. So from at that all-time high, the market cap would have been about 8 million, which is, I mean, that's a crazy bump up.
Yeah, that's the market cap was skyrocket, volume was through the roof. So that could have been when they published their trading platform, which let me bring it up real quick. It it looks pretty established. You can go to it. It's not a beta. It's not an alpha. You can go to it, connect your wallet. I'm not going to connect mine. Um, and you can trade off it. You can check the exchange, the liquidity. Of course, you'll have to check your wallet to do that. But these are things look similar to apps we've seen before, like PancakeSwap
Like
or
pancakes. Well,
SafeMoon's exchange. But the fact that they have it out already, it's not a beta, it's not an alpha, it's not a whitelist. It's
That's
out
not gonna
working
be a
and
rug pull.
published. No, exactly. It's not a rug pull. I mean,
the only thing I do want to mention this. The only thing, at least for me, as of yesterday, I completely liquidated my alts except the ones that I've invested in. When we spoke on this channel, the thing is about alts like this, and as you can see the graph for Cardano Evo, you know, right now, like the market cap's really low, so it could be worth the risk, especially since it's still above its it's still like above its previous or right there where its all-time high is previous all-time high, not the one where it was at 8 million, but right about the same market cap where it is now. Um to put something small in here and to risk it, like I think that's fine. But you also have to take it's a double-edged sword. You could do it because everything's cheap right now, or it could go down further.
So
It's something that you're gonna have to decide.
for me, I'm gonna wait until it hits the floor, like from right before the peak, because that's what people are pricing it in. They're like, okay, this is what the price of this coin is, ICO, more or less. That's where people are, is being worth. Obviously, the huge run up was either one major news or a pump, and that doesn't really matter. So, as you can see with the graph, I don't see it, growing. I see it going down, and then from there, I'll throw in like a couple coins on its way. And if it has a huge run up, then whatever, that's fine. But I see it going down back to where it was before. That was a support of it. But I could be wrong.
I think if they're successful in creating the bridge, I think that's gonna create another run up. Maybe not as high as the previous peak, but I think it'll come either close or it could even surpass it depending on if they're either the first or one of the few that
When are they going to
successfully
complete
do
the
it.
bridge?
They don't have it on. They don't have an estimated release date for the bridge.
Okay. So yeah, I've seen other coins trying to be bridges for the same one. So I've seen multiple coins, being a BNB to Bitcoin bridge or whatever. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's going to be a coin that does it for BNB and Flow Network, let's say, or Ethereum, Cardano. So you're just going to have all these coins try making, stand up on its own. And then you're going to have a whole bunch of coins trying to connect all of them, or multiple coins trying to be the bridge between all the coins. So this is for the Cardano. This is the first one we've seen for the Cardano network. Maybe it wasn't the first one overall, but as far as we can tell, it was. So we'll see. I'm pretty sure there's gonna be a lot of copycats or same people trying to do the same thing. But
Oh, no doubt. I mean, if you want to talk about copycats, what's the biggest trend right now amongst new coins? I want to
bridges,
create
Tax.
an NFT marketplace.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
This coin has also proposed the same thing.
yeah. So it's pretty much on DeFi. What's proposed by every single coin is first off, there's a tax. Second, there's going to be a bridge. There's going to be a swap. There might be a wallet. Um, it's pretty typical. I would say under amongst like any DeFi coin. Like I don't even know. I think most of them try to hype off their name. While again, these people are the first, to my understanding, to create a bridge between Cardano and Binance. And my only concern is there's like a swap and liquefy, meaning the liquidity is all happening on the chain of Binance, but when you're doing it and you're swapping it over to reflections on a different chain, you're paying fees. So if you're taking that from liquidity, it's automatically reducing price. It's a hard thing to understand. It took me a while to understand, but that's my only concern, and I want to figure out. Like, I would like to dig deeper more to figure out how they handle that, because I know it was a huge problem with SafeMoon. Um, so I think it's interesting to figure out.
Yeah, we might cover that later on in maybe another video once if we do another informational video like on how contracts do all that, but I think that's too deep of a topic for today's video.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's pretty much it for today's video. Me personally, I'm holding off on alts for now until Bitcoin figures out what it wants to do and stops being bipolar.
Uh, I think that at least for this coin, I'd wait until it hits the floor that it was doing before. Uh, and then probably throw in like $10. But this is not something where I'm gonna say buy now, as the graph indicates that, and as a market as a whole has been bleeding out. We just gotta wait until price increase. Once they increase the federal interest rate next year to whatever percentage, and then the market is gonna dip down because they've raised it up 0.1%, and people freak out. Then once everything's priced in, we can go ahead and see what we could do, what we could invest in,
Yeah.
or at least when it comes to this coin as well. And we obviously got to see when they finish building the bridge.
Yeah, and I would agree that, right now it is a time to invest, but at the same time you have to be smart about where to invest. Because everything's at like, okay, it's a sale, everything's really low, but it could go lower. You
Yeah.
know, you got to pay attention to the drops, the news, what's happening with the governments in your area, or actually just the U.S. because it just tanks the whole market apparently.
Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much it for today. So I think it's safe to say that any of us are pretty much on a hold in terms of this coin at least. We do have our previous holdings, which we'll do review on Saturday. But yeah, that's it for today's video. As again, leave a comment down below if you want us to review any shitcoin. Please subscribe and hit the like button. It really helps out a lot. And leave suggestions in the comments as well. So that's it for today. We'll see everyone tomorrow.
All right,
Peace.
guys.